Now, having said that, let's talk about Lamar Jackson, because Lamar Jackson's getting the franchise tag in Baltimore, and not just a tag, the tag. The exclusive franchise tag, which means he cannot negotiate, talk to any other teams. It basically means we're going to pay you a ton of money, $32 million, to be the quarterback of the Ravens next year. Mm-hmm. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what they have to do with the position that they're in, but I certainly don't like it. I mean, I like, the deal should have been done already. If it's me and I'm Baltimore, I would have extended him already or re-signed him or whatever. And it's not even that I like Lamar's game. Again, I've said so many times on this show, if you want to be a Super Bowl winner, you have to be a prolific passer from the pocket in the league, and he's been saying it too. Like, it just is what it is. That's the reality of life in the league. But another reality in the league is that guys that perform at Lamar's level don't just fall off trees, right? Like, you're not just going to go down the street and find another Lamar Jackson. Like, the alternatives aren't looking too good right now. So to me, it's like, yeah, is he everything you want him to be? Maybe not. Yeah, is he better than probably 90% of the quarterbacks in the league? Yeah, he is. So pay the guy and get it done with. Like, don't tell me the ownership of the Ravens are really hung up on this guy. This guy's going to make you money after money after money, season after season after season, when you're in the playoffs every year. So that's where I struggle with the situation.
I think this is the only move you could make. You're not going to let the guy walk away. I mean, you could trade him if you wanted to, but you got to put this tag on him. But don't make the mistake of paying him year after year on a franchise tag.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Lamar cares. I think Lamar is set for life financially. I think you're gonna quickly realize what I think most people probably know already. The franchise tag does not help the player-team relationship. It hurts it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna extend a guy, extend him when he's eligible. And if you're not interested, ship him out. It's that simple. Putting Lamar Jackson on an exclusive tag does not help you. It does not help him. It just elongates a bad relationship. That's my opinion.
Well, remember the Kyler Murray situation, right? Remember how that whole thing went down? We all remember when they extended Kyler Murray, and in the contract.
Yeah, but this is way different than that. Not to interrupt you. Kyler Murray is insignificant. Kyler Murray is not a star in this league. Kyler Murray is not an all-pro in this league. Kyler Murray is not a quarterback of consequence in this league. It's Lamar Jackson. This is the best running quarterback in the National Football League, right? Like, this is a guy, and I don't believe that he's a franchise quarterback. I don't believe he's a guy that you can put the team on your back, but he is much better than a Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is not half the quarterback that Lamar is, and Lamar can't throw the football, in my opinion, in leverage situations. So I do think you have to look at Lamar individually, because who else does he even compare to in the league? He doesn't compare to, everybody wants to say Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a superior quarterback, in my opinion, to Lamar Jackson. I would take Jalen Hurts every single time over Lamar. I don't know that there is a like-for-like comparison to Lamar Jackson. I truly don't. Because one, he's been hurt a lot. Two, he can't stand in the pocket and deliver the football. And three, he's an elite runner with the football. So, I mean, is there even a comp for him in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, I think the comp is the best quarterbacks in the league. I mean, who else do you have to comp him to? I mean, that's the money he's asking for. So that's the standard you got to hold him to. I mean, that's you know what I mean? Like, there isn't a like for like. I mean, we haven't seen a guy run on this level since, what, Vic? I mean, there's not somebody who has the ability that he has. Like, that's just a reality situation. But I'm just telling you guys, like, when you, like, I look at guys who have gone through the franchise tag process over and over again, and obviously Kirk Cousins comes to mind. Kirk Cousins isn't anywhere near as talented as Lamar is.
I would take Kirk Cousins over Lamar Jackson.
Well, Kirk Cousins hasn't gone nearly as far as Lamar Jackson has. Like, he hasn't. Like, he hasn't won playoff games. He hasn't done what he needs to do. He is a 5,000-yard passer in the regular season that goes home during the playoffs.
Yeah, like, you could be right. And I'd still take Kirk Cousins. I just don't believe that Lamar Jackson is ever going to be the reason a team wins a Super Bowl. And I hope I'm completely wrong, because, listen, when you put yourself through what NFL guys put themselves through, I want you to win everything. I want you to make all the money, because you're just destroying your body. I will still take Kirk Cousins. He's not Justin Herbert. He's not Joe Burrow. He's certainly not, I think Patrick Mahomes is the example of a hybrid quarterback, and he's not close to Patrick Mahomes. I again will say, I would never pay him that much money. I wouldn't have Lamar Jackson on my team as a quarterback. I wouldn't. Somebody will, and somebody will pay him. And this year it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. All right, couple of comments in here on this. Let's see. My Holy King says that's disrespectful to Lamar Jackson. Football is a dangerous game. You pay the man. You don't pay the man. You don't. When you say football is a dangerous game, he gets hurt running the ball. And I know everybody's like, oh, he got hurt in the pocket. He did not get hurt in the pocket. He got hurt rolling the pocket because he hesitated. If you're going to run. And the problem is, what is Lamar Jackson's best ability as a quarterback? Well, it's not his availability because he's been hurt a lot. But two, it's running. If you need somebody to throw you to a Super Bowl, is he even in the top 10 guys you would want with the football in their hands to throw you to a Super Bowl? No, he's not. He's not. If I need somebody to throw me to a Super Bowl, I'm taking Derek Carr over Lamar Jackson. Find me a mediocre quarterback. Kirk Cousins, I'm taking Kirk Cousins. Like, I'm not going to rely on Lamar Jackson to win me a Super Bowl. I know that's probably unpopular, but hey, man, that's how I feel about it. You can't go back in the history of the NFL and find yourself a dominant run-first quarterback who has won a Super Bowl. Find that guy for me. I don't think you can do it. Football at 50, 10 of the hour, every hour on the Monty Show is presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Valentine's Day is coming. Get yourself a Heart Baker.
When you get a Heart Baker pizza from Papa Murphy's, it's like you're our Valentine. Because we're giving you our heart, our fresh pepperoni and cheese-covered heart to take and bake however and whenever you'd like. But then you give our heart away? So does that make us your Valentine? Wow, love is hard. Thank goodness we're pizza. So whether you need a Valentine or need to be one, get what you need this Valentine's Day with a Heart Baker pizza from Papa Murphy's.
Yeah, the Heart Baker pizza. I love that they do shaped pizza crust. I don't know why. I love that they do, like shaped. Like they did the pumpkin pizza, like the Jacko pizza it was called. Like, I love this Heart Baker.
Yeah, absolutely. It's bomb. And look, I'm no pepperoni guy, right? That's not my thing. But I know we got a bunch of pepperoni guys on the program, the showgram. So go get it, man. Absolutely, go get it. Make sure you get some meatballs, too.
Yep, totally agree. Football 50, 10 of the hour, every hour is presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Andy H. says, if Lamar had gone to the Raiders and had Adams, Renfro, and Waller to throw to, with Jacobs running the ball, they'd be in the Super Bowl. Okay, but then how do you explain Lamar Jackson's career stats? Because, again, I'm just going back to what we've seen out of Lamar Jackson over his career. Okay? He's not a guy. If I had to say to you off the top of your head, what do you think his career year passing is in the NFL?
3,000 yards.
3,127. 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That was back in 2019. He hasn't eclipsed 3,000 yards since. I would also point out to you, he's never played 17 games. He played all 16 his rookie year of 2018, only had 170 passing attempts. Do you understand that his passing numbers have come down precipitously from his peak of 401 this year in 12 games, 326, 17 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Last year, 382 attempts, only 382 attempts in 12 games, 16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. He's not a gifted passer of the football. So we can sit here and we can say, hey, but if you look at the 2020, let's say 2020 Baltimore Ravens, right? Mm-hmm. And you look at some of the talent that was on that team, he's had talent on that roster, man. Like he's had wide receiver talent on that team, and it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And the reason it doesn't matter is because the guy just cannot throw the football. Like when you look at Hollywood Brown playing 16 games. I mean, Hollywood Brown as a Baltimore Raven, because now obviously he's in Arizona. He had a 1,000-yard season in 2021, and they still traded him.
Mm-hmm.
And what did Lamar Jackson do in 2021? He played 12 games.
When you call, we'll talk about the reasons
Whoa.
Sorry. Video ads.
2,882 yards
Yeah.
that year. 1,000 of those were, that's because he was hurt. Marquise Brown had his best season, 1,000-yard receiving year, when Lamar Jackson missed, 4 games at that point. He's not a gifted passer. Why is it so taboo to say that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's controversial to say that. I think people react poorly because Lamar's an exciting guy to watch, right? Like, if you're watching football, Lamar might be one of the most exciting guys in the league to watch. I mean, that's just how it looks on TV. But I think the problem is when we really get to the nuts and bolts of the Lamar thing, it's that he wants a fully guaranteed contract. He wants what Deshaun Watson got.
Yes.
And because he feels that he's just as good as Deshaun, or he probably feels that he's better than Deshaun. And I'm here to tell you, back before Deshaun went washcloth routine on it, yeah, Deshaun was one of the best passers in the league, man. And I think that he can get back to that, but that's here nor there. The difference is that Lamar isn't that. Lamar's never been that.
No.
And it's so funny we're talking about passing because Nick Saban came out and talked about Jalen Hurts. And it's funny everyone brings up Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts didn't want to go to Oklahoma after he got beat out at Alabama. You realize that? He didn't want to go to Oklahoma, right? I think he wanted to go to Miami, and then there was one more East Coast school he wanted to go to. But Nick Saban said, hey, if you want to get to the league and you do have that talent, you got to develop your passing game. You're a run-first guy right now, and that's going to be a problem for you at the next level. You should go to Oklahoma. You should play for Lincoln Riley. You should develop your passing skills. So Nick Saban literally said, every day at practice, what did Jalen Hurts work on until he transferred? And he kept working on it at Oklahoma. But every day in Alabama practice, he intentionally would not run. He said, I'm not running the ball. I'm going to stand here and figure this thing out.
Yeah.
And now what do you look at in the NFL? And that's what I'm saying. Lamar Jackson can develop, but right now, he's not good enough to justify fully guaranteed $200 million. That's not going to work.
No, I agree. And I just look at some of the guys. And you can make an argument that Lamar Jackson hasn't had, Hollywood Brown's the best receiver he's had. Mark Andrews is probably the best pass catcher that he's had. But, you had Mark Ingram's career year. Rushing, receive, he's had talent around him. The issue's not that he hasn't had talent. The issue is Lamar can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. So we can argue about it, but I just think he's not able to stay healthy. Again, there you go, Andy H. Who's the best receiver he's ever had? Probably Mark Andrews at tight end. Probably as a receiver, probably Hollywood Brown. Is probably the best receiver he's ever had. But when you don't play games, that becomes a problem. When you can't stay healthy, teams can't count on you. So why is it that you want people to guarantee your money? Because I think that you're going to get hurt, and I think you want to be paid the way that. Again, I think Deshaun Watson's a really interesting comp, but Deshaun's a gifted thrower of the football.
Yeah.
Even with the washcloth trick, I would still take Deshaun Watson over Lamar Jackson.
Sorry if you're offended by that.
Right? I'm sorry if you're offended by that. I'm taking Deshaun Watson over Lamar Jackson. But, I love the argument.
But that's the thing for Deshaun. In Andy, I don't disagree with Andy H's concept that, hey, Lamar hasn't had the coup de grace of wide receiver talent. I don't disagree with that, but that doesn't mean that the guy hasn't had good enough talent to get to 3,000-4,000 yards.
Could he utilize in your instance, a Devontae Adams? Does Devontae Adams have a 1,300-yard season? Not with Lamar as a... But again, if he's going to play, I'm telling you, the only way the guy ever plays 17 weeks is if he becomes a pocket passer. That's the only way I could see that happening. And I don't see that happening because he just does not throw the football well. He does not. But again, that's just me. Andy H says Deshaun washcloth. Exactly right.
Listen, dude, in 2021, Devontae Adams had 1,500 yards. So,
but who was throwing him the football?
But that's my point. You had Aaron Rodgers throwing him the football. So and again, I'm not trying to discredit Andy H, but what I'm trying to do here is put this into perspective. 1,500 yards with Aaron Rodgers is maybe 700 or 800 yards with Lamar. And that's not a Devontae issue. I'm telling you, that's a Lamar issue. And so my point with this is, yes, you're right. He hasn't had the best of the best, right? Like, love Marquise Brown, love, Ingram, love, the guys he's had. Great. He's had some talent. But the best throwing quarterback in the league would have done more with that talent than Lamar Jackson did. And the reason he would have done more is because Lamar hesitates all the time because he knows he can run. That's the problem. And that's what Jalen Hurts went through at the college level.
And he turns the ball over,
Now
man.
Lamar's doing it at the NFL level, which leads to Dak Prescott level turnover numbers. And Dak's one of the most gifted thrower of the football in the league.
And a 60% completion percentage.
Which used to be amazing. 60% used to be great.
Amazing. Used to be amazing.
70%'s the number now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Listen, we could go round and round about it. I don't think, I'm not hey, he sucks. Lamar Jackson doesn't suck. I just am not taking him on my team as a quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm not. Didn't Lamar win an MVP and lead the league in TDs with no wide receivers and he got hurt in the pocket? He did not get hurt in the pocket.
It's such a misnomer, dude.
B, he was the league MVP in that career year, and his league MVP number was 3,000 yards passing and I think 1,000 yards rushing. Like, I mean, he was a dynamic player, but he's never been the same guy.
Yeah.
He's never been the same guy. So the play that he got hurt on this year, he was rolling the pocket. I can see it in my mind. He's rolling the pocket left, and he got run down. He was not standing in the pocket like looking for a passer or a receiver, and then he got popped. He was rolling and moving, and he got hit. So Kurt Meyer says, who wins the Super Bowl? I have to go with the Eagles. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't go with Kansas City with Patrick being hurt like that. Travis Bird says, best in the world, Josh Allen gets 1,500 by November. I'm sorry. I thought you said Josh Allen. Josh Allen's a 5,000-yard passer, isn't he? I mean, I could be wrong, I guess. But if you look at the best quarterbacks in the league passing, I don't see any way that Lamar Jackson's even in the conversation.
No.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes led the league at 5,250 yards.
How many attempts?
648.
Buddy's got 600. Over 600 attempts.
Tom Brady, 733 attempts. But what do these guys have in common? If you look at the guys that have led the NFL in passing yards, Patrick Mahomes, gifted thrower of the football. The sex machine, Justin Herbert. 700 attempts, 4,700 yards, a gifted passer of the football. By the way, shoulder surgery, broken ribs.
By the way, Patty Ice, no Tyreek Hill. He's had to do without Tyreek Hill. No seam routes with Cheetah anymore.
But he's got Hardeman, and he's got the best tight end in football, arguably. I mean, he's got, but but Patrick Mahomes has been the best quarterback in the NFL since the day he rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 2,005-yard seasons in 5 years.
This is very much a line in the sand type deal. You're on one side or the other. You're a Lamar guy or you're not. And what I'm saying is I don't even dislike Lamar. I like the guy. His game is exciting. But you're not a winner. You're not a Super Bowl champion guy yet. That's not where you are.
I agree. All right. Relax.
Jesus.
Cheese and rice. Good football conversation. I love it. Yeah, by the way, Super Bowl is Sunday. Mm-hmm. We'll be in Tahoe for that.
What's a bigger deal, Super Bowl or the trade deadline?
Oh, the trade deadline. But they're different. I mean, you get the trade deadline on Thursday. You get the Super Bowl on Sunday. And what I was saying was we'll be in Tahoe for that. Don't forget, we'll be in Lake Tahoe all next week doing shows. Really looking forward to that. Make sure you don't miss a moment of the program, which is, as always, presented by The Advocates. TheAdvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. TheAdvocates.com, where you never come out of pocket to pay them up front for anything. No consultations, no big retainers. In fact, did you know you can go to The Advocates right now and talk with an attorney online 365, 24/7, all day and night. And theadvocates.com. There's a chat with an attorney now button right there. Go do it. Tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. You don't pay the advocates until they win your case at theadvocates.com.